Every night you reach for it. You punch it into shape. You bury your face in its soft, cool fabric. You believe your pillow is a tool for comfort. You are mistaken. For 4,000 years, the pillow was not a luxury. It was a weapon. In the ancient world, sleep was a fragile state. It was a mini-death where the soul left the body. You became a target for the shadows. Our ancestors did not sleep on feathers. They chose the grit of stone and the bite of cold ceramic. Why would a civilization prefer a brick over a cloud? The answer lies in the fear of demons. It lies in hidden steel locks and the world's first physical security systems. Your modern pillow is a soft, silent lie. The true history of the headrest is etched in granite. Let us travel 5,000 years back to Mesopotamia. The desert sun has vanished. The ground is alive with crawling things. The first pillows were not stuffed with wool. They were hewn from solid rock. Archaeologists unearthed these stone pedestals in the tombs of the elite. They were curved to cradle the cervical spine. They were elevated to keep the head away from the dust. These stones served a grim, sensory purpose. They kept scaly insects from entering the ear canal. They preserved the towering, wax-sealed hairstyles of the nobility. This is the textbook account of the story. It is a narrative of hygiene and social rank. But as empires rose, the threat evolved. The fear of crawling insects was replaced by something much heavier. Ancient cultures viewed the human head as a sacred vessel. It was the gate of the soul. When you closed your eyes, that gate swung wide. Your spirit wandered into the gray mists of the dream world. While the soul was absent, the body remained a vacant house. This house required a guardian. In the dynasties of the East, the solution was the tiger pillow. These were forged from hard ceramic or carved wood. They were painted with wide, glaring eyes and bared teeth. They were not designed for beauty. The tiger was a celestial predator. It was believed to hunt down nightmares and swallow evil spirits. A soft pillow was seen as a dangerous vulnerability. To sleep in comfort was to invite a spiritual intruder. By the medieval and 19th centuries, the threat became physical. Wealthy travelers feared the living more than the ghosts. They relied on what we call box pillows. These were hollow blocks of oak reinforced with iron. A man slept with his head directly atop his fortune. He locked his gold and his private letters inside the wood. The only way to reach the treasure was to move the sleeper's skull. It was the original home safe. This was a cold, hard reality where comfort was secondary to survival. The smell of old wood and rusted iron was the scent of security. A restful night was only possible if you were sleeping on a fortress. There was also the invisible terror of the air. For centuries, humanity lived in the shadow of the miasma. They believed the night air carried poisonous vapors that caused sudden death. They did not use lavender for a pleasant scent. They stuffed their pillows with pungent mugwort, rue, and coarse salt. These were botanical shields. They were meant to filter the air you breathed while you were helpless. These objects were the first functional technologies of the bedroom. They were physical barriers designed to defend the mind. They guarded the heavy, rhythmic breath of the sleeper. They stood watch while the mind was away in the dark. Consider the Egyptian wurs. These headrests were carved from ivory or smooth alabaster. They are agonizingly uncomfortable to the modern touch. Yet, a pharaoh would endure this physical pain every night of his life. The secret is carved into the base of the stone. There, you find the face of the god Bes. He was a protector with a distorted, terrifying face. He was a slayer of demons. To the Egyptians, a soft cushion was a trap. It allowed the head to sink into the abyss. A stone pillar was a lighthouse. It held the head high and kept the spirit anchored. You chose a bruised neck over a stolen soul. Our ancestors viewed the bed as a battlefield. They prioritized the integrity of their consciousness over the luxury of their skin. They lived in a world where every object lived a double life. A bed was a temporary grave. A blanket was a ritual shroud. And a pillow was a heavy shield. We have moved far from this grit. Or so we think. Look at your bedside today. We have traded the stone pedestal for memory foam. We have replaced the ceramic tiger with a digital white noise machine. We no longer carve gods into our furniture. Instead, we strap glowing sensors to our wrists. We use apps to track the movement of our eyes and our hearts. We are still obsessed with the vulnerability of the night. We are still trying to fortify the hours where we disappear. We have not conquered our fear of the dark. We have simply refined our armor. We swapped the spiritual beast for a silicon chip. The history of the pillow is the history of human anxiety. We have spent millennia trying to secure the perimeter of our dreams. We moved from stone to wood. We moved from ceramic to feathers. We moved from herbs to chemical foam. Yet the core motive is identical. We want to wake up as the person we were when we fell asleep. We want the soul to find its way back to the house. Tonight, as you lay down, observe that soft rectangle. It smells of clean linen. Feels like a cloud. It looks entirely harmless. But remember the granite blocks of the desert. Remember the porcelain tigers with their painted teeth. Remember the pharaohs who chose ivory to fight the shadows. You are part of an ancient, fearful lineage. You are a vulnerable soul seeking a safe harbor in the night. The next time you fluff your pillow, ask yourself a final question. Is this object here to make you comfortable? Or is it the only thing keeping you safe?